Okay, in today's video, we're just going to show you how to install a Pixelcade aftermarket. So the first step we're going to do is go to the back panel. You're going to want to remove this panel, screwdriver, or preferably a power drill. Makes it a little faster. So you can reach up underneath here too and pull it out if it doesn't come out easily. Then the next step is we got to go back around to the front, and we're going to remove the front part. You're going to want to pull back a little bit on the top and bottom of your molding. If you get maybe a couple inches, that should give you enough to get your plexi out and your wood panel out. So then we'll unscrew your 4 plexi mounting screws. And then using a small screwdriver or something, you can kind of peel your plexi back, pull it out. You can continue to move the molding out a little more, and then just try to slide it out like that. And then most of your machines are going to have a vinyl overlay, so you should have 2 screws or a set of screws down below. Just kind of feel around in this area until you find where your screws are, and then you just kind of take your screwdriver, go through your vinyl, and remove your screws. And then you go from the best way to get this out is to go from the back. Just kind of gently push it. Same kind of concept as that plexi. Get it out on one side, and then just slide your wood panel out. Then you're going to take your Pixelcade piece. When installing this, take a look at the back. The lettering has to be upwards. If you install it, let's say with the lettering upside down, your Pixelcade will show all your images upside down. So it is important that you have the writing up. Some of the Pixelcades have the arrow as well. It says this side up, so that has to go on the upside. So get that guy, kind of same way, slide it in. And then center it. You're gonna have a little bit of a gap on each side, so you just center it the best you can. So you've got the same gap on each. These have pre-drilled holes. If they line up exactly to your block, you're good to go. If this, like you can see on this top one, if it's a little off, you're gonna need to pilot a new hole a little bit below that. I always like to run a pilot drill first for my screw. On this one, I'm going to go down a little bit below. And then we'll check the other side, same thing. And then with drywall screws that will be provided, these black screws we'll use to mount this in. Okay, the next step is we're going to be put your plexiglass onto your machine. It's going to come with a double-sided kind of backing. You just kind of peel it off. If you have gloves, some nylon gloves or anything like that, wear them. If not, no big deal. But these will show your fingerprints. So the cleaner you can make it, the better. So then you take your plexi over to the machine, same kind of concept, slide it in, then line it up to those brass posts. You kind of have to, down here, get your molding around it. So then you line it up, and then you're given Allen little Allen screws that you use an Allen wrench with to put your bolts in. So don't over tighten these, just get them nice and snug. Once you have all your bolts in, then you're good to repress in your molding. Let's give it a firm press. If you need further tooling, you could use gently use a hammer, end of a screwdriver, just kind of get that nice pressed back in. Then the next step is going to go to the back and hook up the power and your USB cable. We'll provide with a double stick tape that you can stick the power unit down into the base floor, down in here. Just kind of press it down. And then there's a red cable, a red power cable connected to the back of the Pixelcade. Plug that in to the power supply. And then feed your power cable down through the back. I tend to run it behind the screen monitor to keep that cord out of the way as it hangs down. And then it'll plug into an empty port into one of your power strips in the back. Then the last thing to get this guy working is your USB cable. Then on the back of the Pixelcade, you see the little processor unit. Put your USB cable, plug that into that guy. Then again, run this guy down, and then you plug this USB into any open USB port in your back. Most of your machines are going to have your USB hub here. On this particular machine is a PC version. If you have a PC version, your USB hub is going to be under your control box, which in that case you would have to run it there, unscrew your control box and plug it in. But for most of them, they're going to be right here in the back. So the key is just find an open port. You don't want to unplug and move any order because a lot of your controllers are set in a specific order. So just find an empty spot on your USB hub and plug that guy in. If the Pixelcade has power, it's just going to be randomly cycling different artwork. You'll know it's working correctly if when you power your machine, it stops with the random flashing, and it'll show you what your current build is and the game that you're running. So we'll power this machine on, and we'll see how it's working. Once you get it to link with what the machine is doing, you know that the Pixelcade is working.